Hello and welcome back to another Warlords of Draenor video. So today I'm going to be covering the topic of the anti-grinding slash anti-exploit mechanic that they were going to add into Warlords of Draenor but have now decided to remove. This was originally going to be today's video, a full video showing the thing in action, but as it turned out, last night they basically just put up a blue post saying, listen, the system was not really as good as we wanted it to be, so we're removing it from Warlords. But still, I think we're going to see something like this in the future, and it's definitely worth just quickly running over, A, what the system was, and B, why Blizzard was thinking of implementing it. So first of all, what the hell was this system? Well, essentially, if you continued to grind mobs in a certain area of the world, which was actually pretty wide, basically if you just were grinding mobs, and then what would happen after a period of time, usually in and around 5 minutes, is that your XP would be drastically reduced. And I mean, 50% to 90%, really, really big stuff. So that's, not really very good for the people who enjoy leveling via grinding up mobs. A specific example of that in past expansions that comes to mind is power leveling of the grubs on the Timeless Isle. Now, while I certainly understand why Blizzard were going to put this system in, it was certainly tuned in such a way that it would probably affect the normal player, or at least there's a unacceptably high chance of it affecting the normal player. Now then, when they were talking on a blue post, it was Watcher by the way, and when he was talking in this blue post, he said that this thing was not really intended to be an anti-grind mechanic, though that's I think what everyone has sort of popularly labelled it as, and he called it an anti-exploit mechanic that was essentially just there to address power leveling abuses, as he put it, with the aim of letting them reward legitimate players more generously. First of all, I do have a bit of a problem there. No, mob grinding is not an exploit. Don't say it is. And people who, grind mobs are not illegitimate players. Grinding mobs on the Timeless Isle to level up fast is not exploiting. That doesn't make you illegitimate. And just like, say, grinding those fast respawning guys in the Jade Forest place, I don't think that's exploiting. Come on now. So yeah, I've got a little bit of a language problem with what he said there, but you know what, I get the spirit and the gist of what he was really talking about. Anyway, so he said that in the past what they had to do is drastically reduce the experience reward by respawning bosses or enemies that were locked in combat with other NPCs, because if they didn't drastically reduce that XP, then they would be abused. So if you just think about any of those areas where you've got maybe a bit of a battle going on between NPCs, well, usually if you go into those places, you can kill those mobs super quick, they'll respawn really quick, and yeah, if there was full XP, then you kind of run into a bit of a leveling problem. Now, he said that kind of felt bad to the regular player, who was just passing through on a quest, and then for some reason just got no XP for killing things. I suppose that is, a really valid point. It was strange when that happened, and I know there was definitely a few times in MoP when it did happen, and that kind of sucks. So, Watcher said that the goal with this overall was to have this system be completely invisible to the vast majority, but discourage people from just sitting there and repeatedly farming the same stretches of mobs for just for experience. So there you go. Basically, he said that they want people to be questing, doing dungeons, PvP, or something like that, and that WoW has never been a game in which mass killing mobs for experience was the most efficient route. Now, he did say that clearly the implementation that they put into the beta was way too strict, and that it triggered from a wide variety of regular activity, and because of that, they're going to disable it completely, and then have a bit of look at their code, and see when they can reintroduce it in a way that it won't basically screw over normal people. So, there you go. Basically, it was all an algorithm either being misconceived or going wrong or something like that, and it won't be in the game. Now, all that said, it's funny that he's talking about how, mob grinding is not supposed to be the optimal thing to do in WoW. Well, hey, have a look at the reputation system you designed in Warlords of Draenor. What's that? It's mob grinding. Look at Xiao Hao, which is the same as the WoD reps. What's that? Mob grinding. Come on now, you can't say one thing here and say another thing when it comes to reps. Well, I suppose the reps are optional, but still, if a designer says that grinding mobs isn't fun for questing, then surely the same designer would think that grinding mobs isn't fun for reps. Anyway, so overall, I think it's a very good decision. I'm glad this system isn't making it into the game. Though personally, I've never had too much of a big problem with being able to grind mobs for, slightly faster leveling. Well, okay, sometimes it was near double. If it's crazy like that, then sure, do some sort of targeted, nerf or whatever. And I guess that overall the most ideal system would be kind of like this, but done very well. Still though, I don't know what I think. I'm not someone who mob grinds, but it's never personally pissed me off too much, so I don't really know if I've got enough of an opinion on that issue to really, say anything of value, so I'm just going to leave it there and let you guys have a bit of a talk about it in the comments. So let me know what you think. I suppose if you do partake in mob grinding to level up fast, then you'll probably be quite happy. However, it does seem like questing is going to be the fastest way to level up in Warlords, so we'll just have to see how things play out. I'm currently doing a bit of testing with the leveling experience to see what I can do in terms of speed and just a few other things. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.